The son of the victim couldn't hold himself.
Hell no! Hell no! Without further ado, I present to you, the audience, a video called simply Killers Getting Attacked in Court. You guys want to watch the original video? It's on Courtroom Consequences. Probably gonna have to watch some of their other stuff as well. Let's do this.
It's so hard.
Yep. There it is. Yeah.
Would you give me 1 minute?
That's not how it is.
Well, I'm gonna have to get something.
This is 19-year-old Lindy Jones, who's facing charges for murder in South Carolina. In August 2019, Lindy murdered 18-year-old Willie Antoine Fields. Following investigations, Lindy Jones and his younger brother, Jalen Jones, were arrested. Now in court, the mother of the victim, Angela Fields, has some words for Lindy.
I just want to let you know what they took from me. They took away my only child.
He's gonna laugh. He gonna laugh.
It's so hard.
Her husband, Willie Clay Fields, was consoling, but suddenly he couldn't bear the pain anymore.
It's been so hard.
How hard has it been? Here it is. Huh? Turn up on him.
Back off. Back off. Back off, sir. Back off.
The officers eventually managed to separate him from Lindy.
They usually have lunch at 12.
Eventually, Lindy was sentenced to 35 years in prison, and his brother, Jalen, received a 6-year sentence in juvenile prison. But this wasn't the only time families snapped in court. Like in the case of Diamond Alvarez. Diamond's mother was in court for the trial of 19-year-old Frank DeLeon Jr., who fatally shot their 16-year-old daughter 22 times. On January 11th, 2023, Diamond was walking her dog when Frank fatally shot her. Police investigations revealed that the two had been in a relationship and were on the verge of a breakup. Frank was promptly arrested. If you thought Frank would show remorse for his crimes, be prepared for his jaw-dropping conduct during the proceedings. In court, Diamond's mother tells the man who had wickedly ended her daughter's life how she felt. As she was giving her statement, Frank smirked at her. Enraged, Diamond's mother went to confront him.
Oh, shit. I can't imagine what that's like.
But before she could make it to the smirking murderer, the situation escalated. Diamond's uncle jumped in from the gallery and attacked Frank.
That's what I'd have been like. I'd have did that. Yeah,
Frank's mother rushed to his defense by attacking Diamond's mother, prompting Diamond's aunt to go after her.
Yep, that is. That is. Ooh. 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 That's what I'd have did if I was in the courtroom. I'd have escalated.
Eventually, the police were able to separate the two families. Following the brawl, Diamond's mother told the media.
It was wrong of me. That was wrong of us because we're not monsters.
We're not. We're not monsters.
But it's so
We're not.
Because I want my daughter back.
Yeah, you gotta cut her.
And what he did.
Yeah, you gotta cut him. You gotta cut her. That's dirty.
Horrible.
That's grimy.
Seeing my daughter there and looking at him that he did that and he's laughing.
He should have just did the right thing and not love these hoes the way he should have been.
In the end, Frank accepted a plea deal and was sentenced to 45 years in prison. Fortunately,
Stop loving these hoes. You just gotta stop.
Deputies were ready and stepped in before utter chaos ensued. But the same can't be said for the case of 25-year-old Tristan Lamoureux, who's facing charges for first-degree murder in Utah. On August 23, 2009, Tristan shot his wife, 19-year-old Misty Lamoureux, in their house. Tristan was eventually arrested. Now in court, Misty's brother, Jason Wilson, walks up to the podium to deliver a victim impact statement, but not before giving Tristan the death stare. While the magnitude of Tristan's crimes is daunting, his courtroom behavior will leave you in disbelief. While Jason tells the court how the murder has affected him, Tristan appears unconcerned, rocking back and forth in his chair. After a few minutes of addressing the judge, Jason turns his focus to his sister's killer. But Tristan's lack of remorse infuriated him, and he wanted to let him know how he felt.
World star! Ooh, shit! Hit him! Not club him in the balls!
The deputies were at hand to counter any real damage. Following the chaos, the
I mean,
officers
that's
restored everything
good.
to order. Eventually, Tristan was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison.
That's it?
However, Jason Wilson wasn't alone in their courtroom actions, like in the case of Michael Madison, a serial killer who was facing multiple charges, including 3 counts of murder in Ohio. Between 2012 and 2013, Michael killed 3 women before he was eventually arrested.
Ugh.
Before his preliminary hearing, Michael learns the magnitude of his crime.
Ew.
Mr. Madison, I'm going to read to you the nature of the charges against you and summarize each one for you, as well as giving you the potential penalties. I know you've had a chance to speak with counsel. Is that correct, sir? Yes. All right. In the first charge, you're charged with aggravated murder in violation of Ohio Revised Code 2903.01.
You did it in Ohio, bro. I'm from
states
Cleveland.
that on or about the 22nd day of July,
Still Cleveland. Y'all remember the Cleveland hastily made tourism video?
The offense was committed 1 week to 9 months prior to the finding of the body. That is a Jane Doe murder. The second murder is the same date, on or about the 22nd day of July. Michael Madison did purposely cause the death of an Angela Deskins while committing another felony. The offense was committed 3 weeks or a few weeks prior to the finding of the body. And then there's a third murder charge. On or about the 22nd day of July, Michael Madison did purposely cause the death of an unidentified female while committing another felony.
Shame.
The offense was committed 1 week
Boo
to
this
1
man.
month prior to the finding of the body.
Boo.
All of those are felonies of the first degree because they are aggravated murder. They are punishable by a possible death or life in prison and a $100,000 fine. You understand that?
Yeah, just kill him.
Now in court, Van Terry,
Just kill
father of one of the victims, addresses the judge.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Ooh, it's Carl Winslow.
Right now, I guess we're supposed to, in our hearts, forgive this clown.
Van Terry now turns to speak directly to Michael.
Taking my child.
However, the real shocker came when Michael unleashed his madness in the courtroom by smirking at Van Terry, unleashing chaos.
You see the spray he got on that? The whole body. About to get his whole body through on him. That's how you do. Hey, look, that's what I'd have did. That's just real.
Eventually, the police were able to restore order and the proceeding continued. Now, it's time for the jury to give their decision.
We therefore unanimously find that the sentence of death should be imposed upon the defendant, Michael Madison.
There we go.
Following the jury's recommendation, Judge Nancy McDonnell reads her sentence.
I am struck by the sheer inhumanity of what one human being can do to not one, but 3 human beings. It is incomprehensible.
Ooh.
You cajoled, lured, and deceived Shatisha Shealy, Angela Deskins, and Sherelda Terry to your apartment for your depraved purposes. You went on to abuse the corpses of these 3 victims.
Oh.
You stripped them from the waist down. You folded them in half, binding them so that their feet were up by their ears. You wrapped them in multiple layers of trash bags, and you discarded them. Upon consideration of the relevant evidence, the testimony exhibits admitted in mitigation, it is the judgment of this court that the aggravated circumstances of course of conduct, felony murder, kidnapping,
For shame.
felony murder, of which the defendant was convicted, outweigh the mitigating factors by proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Accordingly, the sentence of death is imposed upon the defendant, Michael Madison, on counts 1, 4, and 7.
Following the sentence, the victims' families expressed how they felt. Michael Madison is still awaiting his death in prison. But this wasn't the only time parents snapped because of how the killer was acting in court, like during the sentencing of 18-year-old Peyton Gendron, who's facing multiple charges for murder.
Oh my God, he shot so many people in there.
On May 14th, 2022, Peyton, a white supremacist, opened fire in a black-dominated Tops-friendly market store in New York. Sadly, 10 black individuals lost their lives, and 3
White supremacy, the granddaddy of all little dick energy usually.
others were hurt, before he was finally arrested. Now in court, family members of the victims let him know how they feel about him.
While I was writing this, tears fell from my eyes. Thinking about what a beautiful person he took.
My daughter, Robbie Drury, was a young woman. She was not married. She had no children. She never will. Robbie was our youngest daughter. When people ask, how many children do you have? I don't know what to say.
You destroyed our lives forever. There's not a day that goes by that I won't remember May 14th and being 2 minutes sooner. I could have been in that store. And all I think about is, could I have saved my aunt? Could I have helped her get away from the bullets? Or could my mom be suffering more and lose her daughter, her granddaughter, and her sister?
One of the most touching statements was from Barbara Massey.
My name is Barbara Massey. I'm Catherine Massey's sister. You killed my sister. Cat was an aunt. She was a great aunt. She was a cousin. She was a friend. Cat said she was a committee of one. There's nothing Cat wouldn't do for people. I want personally to choke you and leave my fingerprints on your neck because it was unnecessary. You leave 200 miles to come to Buffalo. You don't even know any black people. I want to choke. You better think those places. You better think cops.
Yeah, man, white supremacists tried to stab me, possibly to death, more than likely. Luckily enough for me, my uppercut was quicker than his knife. He had called me the N-bomb. I didn't care, but all my friends that was in gym class with us, they all tackled me and dragged me back like I was about to beat him up. And that made me want to beat him up. You know what I'm saying? So we waited till after class. You know, I caught him in the hallway. I'm not innocent in this. Caught this nigga in the hallway. I'm like, what's really good, man? First of all, if you're out there watching this because he lived, your white, I don't, he probably not here anymore, actually. I don't know why a white supremacist would be in the hood of Cleveland, Ohio. John Marshall is one of the most, if not the most ratchet high school I've ever been to in my life. Why he would stick his child there after teaching him that stupid shit is beyond me. So, I find a dude after class, you know what I'm saying? We walk in the hallway to his class. I run up on him in the hallway. I'm like, yo, all my friends behind me. I'm like, yo, what's all that stuff you was talking up in there? Yo, like, who's the N-word now? Like, what's good? And he's like, man, get out of my face. I'll fucking kill you. And I'm like, oh, word? You gonna kill me? All right, what's good? Like, I mean, what's up? You want to kill me? Like, what's up? Like, let's do it. Homie pulls a whole knife. And it's at that point that a black security guard grabbed me and pulls me back. After the guy called me the N-bomb again when I had him in the hallway before he pulls the knife. And, you know, the black security guard's pulling me back. He's bigger than me, so he's got me. And he looks at me, and I'm like, yo, he's called me the N-word. And black security guard, he let me go. He's just like, oh, word? So I run back up to the dude, I'm like, yo. So y'all's like, what's good, bro? Like, what's all that you was talking, you know what I'm saying? And then homie pulls the knife on me, and he's like, if you don't get out my fucking face, you N-word, I'll fucking kill you. And I released the beast on straight into his neck. Like I just uppercutted the hell out of him. You know what I mean? I hit him twice. Bah! And you know what I mean? My life was in danger. I didn't know what else to do. I looked in his eyes. He was gonna stab the shit out of me. I was gonna get that. So, the homie grabs me, you know what I mean? I hit homie with an uppercut so nasty. Homies, I'll never forget it. My homie grabbed me after I hit him. I didn't even get to see him fall because I wanted to watch him fall. Homie grabs me and pulls me down the flight of stairs because we was in the staircase. We was in the stairs going to the next class. So we hopped down the first flight of stairs. I look behind me just in time to this nigga like slowly drop like, you know what I mean? Like he'd been killed like a dead body in Call of Duty, just ragdoll all the way down. He slid and everything. It was great. Wish I had a camera. And you know, I get to class. You know, everybody congratulating me on knocking out the white supremacists. We on an all-black school. I hear over the intercom system, yo, get up here to the office. You just beat up this dude. You get to the principal's office. On my way to the principal's office, I gotta walk past the infirmary. I'm walking past there. I look in there to see him with like bandages all hold his neck up like this. And he look at me and he like, I had such a fun childhood, man. Oh God, man.
Thank y'all for protecting me, because I will hurt you so bad. You have made me sick. You got my family crying. I miss my sister every day. You don't like black people. Man, you don't know a damn thing about black people. We're human. We like our kids to go to good schools. We love
you think he don't care
However,
about none
while
of this.
she was speaking, a supposed family member wanted to let Peyton know how he felt.
We never go in no neighborhoods and take people out. Don't do it.
You're way too big to make that move. Way too overweight to make that move, buddy. Way too obese. He didn't get far.
Luckily, the police were able to calm the situation.
You're lucky. If I was 700 TV dinners later, I would ruin you.
Now it's Peyton's turn to speak.
I'm very sorry for all the pain I forced the victims and their families to suffer through.
My bad.
I'm very sorry for stealing the lives of your loved ones.
But I
I
haven't
cannot
had any
express how much I
vagina.
regret
And how
all
old
the
am I?
decisions I made leading up
26. I
to
haven't
my
had any
actions on
vagina
May
in
14th.
26 years. And just like in scary movies,
I did a
lack of
terrible
sex
thing that
leads
day.
to
I shot
terrible
and killed
thoughts.
people because they were black.
And
Looking back now, I can't believe I actually did it.
I've never been twerked on before.
I believed what I read
You know what I
online
mean?
and
That's what
acted out
this
of
is.
fear.
I've never seen.
I know I can't take it
Dave
back,
Chappelle
but I
show.
wish I could. And I don't want anyone to be inspired by me and what I did.
I've never got mouth sex while driving my car down the highway.
You don't need none of that shit. Get out of here. You don't need that shit.
Eventually, the judge reads her sentence.
My
The
bad
damage you
again.
have caused is too great, and the people you have hurt are too valuable to this community. You will never see the light of day as a free man ever again.
Emphasis on the free man part. Huh? Like
It is
Robert
the judgment
Ketcher.
of this court for
I
your
watch a lot of
conviction
Boondocks.
under the first count of the indictment.
Word?
A domestic act of terrorism motivated by hate in the first degree.
I sentence
An
you
A1 felony.
to life
That you be
of butt
sentenced
stuff
to life
from
imprisonment
bigger prisoners than
without
you,
parole.
and you're always
Peyton
going to
was
be the
sentenced to
bottom.
life imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
Yep.
But this wouldn't
Life
be the
of butt
last
stuff.
time a parent lunged at the perpetrator in court.
The booty
Take,
house.
for example, the case of Larry Nassar,
Never go.
who is facing multiple charges for sexual abuse. Larry was a
Ugh.
sports doctor at Michigan State University and with USA Gymnastics when police received reports for his crimes. However, during investigations, Larry had a different story.
I get it. Why didn't she say something if she was feeling violated in any way, shape, and form? There was no communication.
Okay. Do you ever get aroused during these exams?
I shouldn't be getting An exam?
Right. Well, the reason why I'm talking to you about this is because this young girl and her mother both observed this on more than one occasion during treatment.
If there was arousal, it's
no.
I mean, like, it would be because of whatever. I don't know. I'm not trying to. You know,
I don't know.
When you're a guy, sometimes you get.
The truth caught up with him, and he was arrested. Now in.
The excuses, yo, it's like on To Catch a Predator, bro. Look, man, sometimes when I'm helping the young people, my flag just start flying itself. You know what I'm saying? That's not true. That's just him.
Court, his victims take to the stand.
I testified to let the world know that you are a repulsive liar.
One after the other.
I am Jessica Tomashow, also known as Victim A. I was sexually assaulted by Larry Nassar when I was 9 and 12 years old. You broke and shattered a lot of girls. You manipulated us to trust you because you're a doctor, and doctors do no wrong, only heal. You are not a healer.
Now it's time for the parents to address Larry.
I don't know who you are now. Maybe I never knew. Maybe none of us did. But Larry, you did this to yourself, and you did this to us.
Hey, look, rest assured, baby girl, with his build, he's gonna get everything he's been giving people and 20 times more when he get to the booty house. They're always looking for a young, a mildly aged, strapping. We're gonna edit that out because it's not going to a good place, is what I'm saying. That's
Inmate Nassar. That is what your name is. And don't you forget that.
And while we all are moving mountains, you, Larry, will have no choice but to sit in prison and wait to die.
They ain't gonna be sitting at all because all the prisoners are gonna make a conveyor belt of.
And I said, "What's wrong? Are you in pain?" And she said, "Mom, I just want to go home."
Ugh.
And I said, "Okay." So we got in the car, and I said, and she started bawling, and I said, "Chelsea, tell me what's wrong." And she said, "Mom, he put his and they weren't gloved." And I said, "Chelsea, I was right there in the room." And she goes, "You couldn't see what was going on, Mom." And she said, "He hurt me."
Ooh.
And 2009.
I know this is gonna be gross, man. I had no idea this was in
She took her
here.
own life.
Shit.
Because she couldn't deal with the pain anymore.
Wow. That's not cool.
It'll be 10 years in March.
For this particular parent, Larry's tears hold no value.
Yeah, no
Words
value
were
at all.
not enough.
Yeah, there's no.
I would ask you to, as part of this sentencing, to grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon.
Look, the Lord
Would you do
told
that?
me to ask for 5 minutes to whoop his ass.
Yes or no?
The Lord asked
Would
me.
you give me 1 minute?
Just give me 1 minute. Look, 30 seconds.
Well, I'm gonna have to get something up.
Oh, he whipped that. Yeah, hey, do that shit. Yeah, fuck him up. Get him. Get him.
Stay down.
Get him. No, get the other guy.
I want that.
Stop fighting.
I want that son of a bitch.
You gotta get him. Damn it, that sucks. Yeah, I'd have took him out. I'd just go to jail for the rest of my life. I'll be fine in prison. I just spend the rest of my life sharing stories and eating oatmeal with no sugar in it. Don't know what I'm gonna do for sex, but. Hey, look, man, nigga, damn that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll marry a sock up in that bitch, nigga. Yeah, that's my girlfriend, you know what I mean? Count Socula. I mean, what's the girl? Countess Socula. Disrespect. I'll stab you in your fucking neck, my nigga. Like, you gotta edit that part out, man. It's a bit rough.
I don't.
Give me 1 minute with that pass through.
Go ahead.
That's understandable. That's understandable. Yeah, I mean, you got to take the opportunity that's given to you.
Eventually, Larry takes to the stand.
Piece of
What I'm
shit.
feeling pales in comparison to the pain, trauma, and emotional destruction that all of you are feeling. There are no words that can describe the depth and breadth of how sorry I am for what has occurred. An acceptable apology.
In the end, the judge gives her sentence.
I find that you don't get it, that you're a danger. You remain a danger. I am a judge who believes in life and rehabilitation when rehabilitation is possible. I have many defendants come back here and show me the great things they've done in their lives after probation, after parole. I don't find that's possible with you. Your decision to assault was precise, calculated, manipulative, devious.
Please put this nigga in prison forever.
I don't have to
So he can get all
because
the sex he's ever
your
wanted.
survivors have said all of that. I don't want to repeat it. Sir, I'm giving you 175 years, which is 2,100 months. I just signed your death warrant. I need everyone to be...
I sentenced this man to 75 straight years of conveyor belt style rough, unconsensual butt stuff from all the bigger prisoners, the lifers. He'd probably make a good Angela. Yeah, I'm saying, just get a mop, shave the broomstick off that mug, put that over the top of him. It's a chick, technically. They ain't gonna need a wig. It's gonna be, oh boy.
Be quiet. I still have contempt powers. I told you I'm not nice. Thank you. That's all for the record.
Larry will spend the rest of his life in prison. However, while this reaction could certainly be dismissed as an effect of uncontrollable anger, the same can't be said for the case of 23-year-old Quinn Bose, who's facing charges for murder. Quinn is in court for the murder of his 11-month-old son. Quinn was found guilty and sentenced to 25 years in prison. However, as he was being led away, the unexpected happened. Jeremiah Matthew Hartley, the child's uncle, punched him before he was wrestled down by the police.
I support that. I support that. Why would he...
Jeremiah was eventually sentenced to 179 days in jail for his actions. However, while it was clear that Jeremiah wasn't happy with what...
I thought the killer only got 179 days in jail. I was about to be outraged.
Quinn did, his reaction to the sentence was similar to the case of Vashon Flowers, who was facing charges for murder. A disagreement about smoking led Vashon to fatally shoot his wife, Jamie Thomas Flowers. Now, in court, the daughter of the victim tells the court what happened.
He was irritable and said that he was a grown man. If he wanted to buy cigarettes, he would buy cigarettes. He got down on the ground and started choking my mother. Actually, I heard, "You don't have to do this, Vashon. Please don't do this. You don't have to do this." And then I heard gunshots.
But during the sentencing, London Thomas, the son of the victim, couldn't hold himself.
Hell no. Hell no. Get your you picked up that shit like a Power Ranger, bro. You about to put all power coins in it. Hey, you gotta beat him.
You guys out there.
Vashon was eventually sentenced to life imprisonment. When emotions run high in court, the actions of London Thomas and Kevin Hall leave us questioning sanity itself. This is 15-year-old James Douglas Gonzalez, who's in court for killing Edward Hall. In court, the jury found James guilty of negligent homicide and not murder. Raged, Kevin Hall, the younger brother of the victim, acted. Eventually, the police were able to restore order. James escaped the attack without injuries, and Kevin was sentenced to 5 days in jail.
Yeah.
Just when you thought
5
you've
days.
seen it all, another convict surpasses Kevin Hall's wild courtroom display. Enter Dwayne Smith, who's in court for the sentencing of Clifford Thomas. Clifford and his girlfriend were arrested for killing 3-year-old Jamila, the daughter of Dwayne Smith. In court, Dwayne approaches the stand to deliver his victim impact statement, but decided to make another kind of impact.
I was helping him. He started. World star!
You can see Clifford's girlfriend and mother of the child in tears. Eventually, the police separate the two men and the session is rescheduled. Clifford and his girlfriend were later sentenced to up to 15 years in prison. Dwayne Smith is a prime example of a victim acting crazy in court. However, could Dale Williams' case be considered even a little crazier? This is Dale Williams, who is facing charges for murder. In June 2017, Dale ran
Come on, don't let it be a children.
his ex-girlfriend, Elizabeth Pledger Stewart, off the road, causing her to crash. Dale then fatally shot her multiple times as onlookers watched. Now, in court, the daughter of the victim is ready to begin her statement, but the sons of the victim had other plans.
You gotta jump it. You gotta jump it through the dude. All the way for it. Yeah, you gotta get it. Yeah! No! Just let me have a little bit of it. You gotta get me just the taste. I gotta beat him.
The police had to use their tasers to bring order to the court.
You just got it. Isn't this America? Isn't this America? Yeah, Trump would do it. I think. Fuck this nigga.
The session was rescheduled. This time, the victim's aunt was able to say her mind.
When we saw him, his face, we felt it was so much emotion due to a flashback of how he just killed my niece.
Eventually, Dale was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. But that wasn't all. The two brothers also appeared in court. Dale continues to serve his sentence in prison.
Well, there you have it, folks. Way crazier than I thought it ever could be. I did not think that that would be the wild ride that was. I didn't know it would be so emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. Twisms.